friends, Goddess of Awesome here, and I wanted to do a quick tribute to my mother. I kind of disowned her publicly today, and I put a little message out on Facebook about what I've been going through and what I'm not willing to tolerate anymore, and as much as people will be mad at her, right, or not happy with her, a lot of my dear friends understand that it's just too much. It's been too much. I've been helping her strong for a decade. I've been helping her a lot longer than that. A lot longer than that. I've been helping her my whole entire life, but strongly for a decade. She lost her house in 2009, 2010. It's 2018 right now. That's about 9 years at least. 8.5 years that she was homeless, and I've been helping her at my house for 5 years. And even when I didn't have a house, I helped her, right? I bought her an RV for 10 grand. I didn't pay 10 grand on it, but by the time I bought the RV, and then I was doing this from a different state, helping her from a great distance, and I wasn't savvy with what everything needed to be done. When you buy a new vehicle, you should always check the DMV records on any vehicle you're thinking about buying if it's not brand new from off the lot, right? So this RV had $1,400 of back fees. So I got to inherit that when I purchased this vehicle for her. I also updated it. I put in an entertainment system so she could be comfortable, That was $2,600. So I put a lot of money and more, the insurance, so much. When I had some stuff built in it. Like I gave her a sit-down shelf that she could store things in also, 'cause she's kind of a pack rat, So anyways, what I want to say is all the good things about my mom. My mom is a really loving lady. All right, she's a really tender, really good heart. And, with me getting distant the last handfuls of month, she's went on her way. She didn't put up a lot of resistance and try to push her way into my world. And at the same time, she has, right? She has all her things here, a lot of things here. They've only started to move because I've become very mean and cold and distant and indifferent. So, but what I want to say is my mom was never a horrible mother to us growing up. Now, she's not a very organized woman, right? She's not a housekeeper or a homemaker. But she never beat us. She never talked down to us. She never was critical of us. She never told us negative things like we ruined her figure or we stole the best years of her life. I've had friends whose parents have said that to them. It's pretty awful. My mom's never guilted us for being born, or I think my mom has some emotional issues she's never dealt with. And her way of dealing with them, her way of filling the void is with things, right? She loves a sale. She loves the 99-cent store. She loves yard sales. She loves trash that isn't trash but could be trash, but to her, well, maybe you could fix it or maybe we could use it. She's kind of one of those people, maybe that's part of her generation. Maybe my grandma, being a child of the Depression, put some of that in her. I don't know. But my mom to me has the energy of a doe, like a female deer, really soft energy, very kind, deeply kind. She also, a white rabbit also reminds me of her. The energy of a white rabbit. Something pure, soft, gentle. So yeah, I would say she's a doe, a female deer, or a white rabbit. Those are the two animals that I feel her energy field is similar to, She has her hang-ups, right? I feel like somebody did something really bad to her when she was a little kid and she never got over it. I feel like somebody took something away from her that she found to be extremely precious and dear, and now as an adult she wants to try to fill that void. She wants to keep and hold on to everything. She wants to stuff her space full of things. Now, she's not a hoarder in the sense of buried alive kind of things you might have seen on television. She's never gotten that bad, you know, but she's still a hoarder, right? An unorganized hoarder. And it's annoying, you know? It's annoying that she's trying to do that at my house, right? I mean, there's one time she had 4 cars just recently. 4. She didn't have a home, but she had 4 cars and the RV, of course. So what does that make, 5? She had 3 cars for a while. She just had really bad luck with cars. She should take a mechanic man with her when she tries to go buy these crappy cars so they could dissuade her if it's a piece of crap. Because for some reason she's drawn to lemons on an energetic level. I have watched her my whole entire life pour lots of money in crappy cars. You know, by the time you fix a car for $800-900 a month, every time it breaks it's that expensive, you know. Why aren't you just making a car payment on a nice car? It's far less than that. And you have air conditioning and a nice car, you know. So my mom is a little goofy, I think. But she's deeply sweet and she's deeply kind, and anytime she's ever had money, she's very generous. Almost too generous, where she'll go to the store and she'll be like, such and such is having a sale, and do you want a pair of this? Well, they have yellow and blue and pink and green, and she wants to get every color for you, like galoshes. Oh man, one time she found galoshes on sale and she thought she needed to buy one of every color for every person. Or pajamas. Oh, we should get every color. No. How much room do you have in your drawer? You know, if it doesn't fit in my drawer, it can't come home. If there's no room in my closet, and I either have to give up something in my closet or it's not coming home. So, you know, I think I had a little bit of what she had long ago, you know. Definitely between 18 and 21, I was trying to fill a void with material things. And when I came home at 21 and I did a lot of meditating twice a day and I did a lot of spiritual reading and I really sought to go within myself and find the root source of my pain, it became extremely clear to me that I was trying to satisfy a wound. I was trying to fill a void with all these external things, right? All these material things. With as many material things as I would have, like expensive clothes or super nice shoes or whatever it is that I thought I needed, you know, that joy was very short-lived. It didn't last long at all. And then the void of whatever my pain was ailing me was still there, you know. So I think my mom's a little like that, right? She's got some deep wound. She's trying to fill a void with all this nonsensical things she chooses to splurge her money on, you know. I don't want to get into any more negative. I could talk probably all day long about the things that annoy me about my mom. I'm sure any person who walks the face of the earth could definitely bag on their parents, right? We could all be critical of them and point out their flaws. And here's one thing I learned on my healing process when I was 21, is that parents don't have a rehearsal, right? There's no dress rehearsal for being a parent. There's no dress rehearsal for life either, you know? You don't get to practice it and then go back and do it again right. So you kind of have to choose at critical moments that appear in your life of what direction, if the road has a fork, which path are you going to go down, you know? So my mom is a great lady, right? She's never emotionally wounded us. She's not an addict, you know? She's never been a cigarette smoker. Never. She's never been an alcohol person. Never. She's never been a pot smoker. She's never been a pill popper. She's a good little church girl. My mom is, you know, but I don't know, maybe being too sheltered. I'm not saying church is bad. I'm just saying when you're overly sheltered from life, maybe you could be a little handicapped from not having more life experience, you know. I definitely think my mom has a natural naivete to her, you know. My dad, who's not really around anymore, but he told my brother one of the most things he was attracted to my mom for was that she seemed very naive. What a dog. It's kind of a disgusting thought, and it really pissed off my brother. My brother did not appreciate that. That is his mom, who's been there for him more than anybody, you know. She's a good mom. Has a high maintenance kid. My brother is slightly special needs, and he's definitely give her a run for her money, you know. He's in his 40s now. She's exhausted. I get it, you know. Unfortunately, as children, when we are in a tight spot or we need help, who do we call? We usually call our mom, if that's an option. You know, not every person has a mom, right? Some people's parents pass away sooner than we would like. So not everybody has the option to run to their mother. You know, some people have been abandoned, like really abandoned, you know, and they don't even have true parents. So I totally get that. My mom has done the best she could do with what she's had to work with, you know. I don't really fault her for her life choices, and I wish she would have pulled herself up a little better. I wish she would have had more drive to maybe take some risks and maybe pursue a career path that she thought was impossible, like music. She really loves music. She would have been excellent at teaching music, if anything, you know, and she'd be doing something she loves every day. But she is a workhorse. I have seen her work and work and work and work and work. Boy, that woman for almost a decade survived on 3 hours of sleep. I had a paper route growing up, and after so many, you know, maybe after a year and a half or 2 years, they canceled the kids' routes and they made you have to be 18 and up. So she took on the route in her name, but we still were working it, you know. Just, you know, I did that so I could have a pony. Every chick wants a pony. Every kid wants a pony. Well, I had a pony, but only because I could pay the board. That was the deal. Now, the sad part with that is that my mom got stuck in that job for a decade, you know, throwing papers in the morning. And there came a day that I didn't want to do it anymore. You know, I'm a kid. I'm entitled to say I don't want to do it anymore. I don't care about the pony anymore. Let's get rid of the pony. I was 14 when I started losing interest in the pony, 14 and a half, you know. I should have been able to quit, but she was so used to us helping. There was no way she was going to let us quit, you know. We couldn't even stay the night at a friend's house without her coming over at 4 in the morning to pick us up so we could go do papers. It was really sucky. There's a lot of my experiences with my mom growing up where I did feel like a slave to her. You know, she had a lot of dogs, so I helped her a lot with her dogs, and I fed her dogs, and I groomed her dogs, and, you know, she got so used to me helping that pretty soon it was like expected, you know. Nothing's fun when it's expected, ever. It's one thing to volunteer. It's a whole other thing to be forced to, you know. So getting away from the paper route, that was hard. She didn't want to let me stop. And then she didn't know how to stop herself, right? She measly paycheck. I don't know what she brought home, but couldn't be worth nothing. Never had a day off because it was a 7 days a week job, even on the holidays, even on Sunday. You know, she did that for 10 years. I think somewhere she didn't value herself. She didn't expect to be able to make more. She could have made more. She just didn't. She couldn't do that space in her mind, you know, to go for something better. So my mom really, you know, to her credit, she always kept a roof over our head. You know, none of us were ever taken away. she could always afford us, you know. I mean, she worked day and night. My sister says that there was one day and I lived in Northern California at this point, but she said there was one day she watched my mom work all day and come home, change her clothes and go back again, and then come back from that night shift and come back and change her clothes and go out again. I mean, she worked like 30 hours or 36 hours straight. And my sister said, why don't you stop? You know, my mom's answer was, because I can't. You know, so she's a diehard when it comes to, you know, holding down the fort and supporting her kids. She really did a damn good job for a long time, you know. I honestly think not having kids to support is throwing her off a little bit, you know. She likes being busy like that. She doesn't mind driving a far distance to get somewhere. She's okay commuting. It would drive me crazy, but for her, she's somehow okay with that, you know. My brother has definitely challenged her on a lot of levels, and at this point, she doesn't want him. She's tired. I can't say she doesn't want him. She's ready for him to grow up, you know. So she's trying to push him off on me. He's not my kid. I'm not financially responsible for him or her. No, I've been helping her a lot. And a little less in the last few months because I just can't do it anymore. My body is breaking. I can't even do it for myself. I certainly can't do anything more and give it away to her, you know. But as far as asking me or telling me I must help her, she doesn't really do that. She relies on me having an ultra big heart and being the one to offer, which I have had. I've been doing that for a long time. So I'm pretty much done doing that. I'm done helping my mom. You know, I'm 39. I've given her pretty much all my 30s. I could do this for my whole life, but I refuse to. I'm saving my 40s for myself. I deserve it. And she deserves to go live a happy life wherever she wants to be. She needs to obviously find a place she can afford, which she has. She doesn't want my brother to know where she lives. She's entitled to that. But dropping him off on my street to be homeless, dropping him off in my neighborhood so he can be homeless on my street is so unacceptable. So today we have, I blocked her on Facebook. I had to do that to let her know I am serious. I'm absolutely serious about she can't invade my space anymore. And she is a good mom. She's a good person, you know. She never beat us. She never did. She never gave us horrible guilt trips or tried to squash our self-esteem. She never did that. She's just a funny gal, you know. She's got some emotional hang-ups. She doesn't know how to quite deal with them, so she's a hoarder. I guess hoarding is an anxiety disorder. I didn't know that till recently. Like in the last 5 or so years, I learned that. So somewhere my mom has some deep anxiety about something, and it's manifesting in a very peculiar ways. So I do love her. She's a good person. You know, like I said, she's never been a cigarette smoker or a drinker or a drug addict. She never did anything horrible to us. She's just never figured out what she wants to be when she grows up. She used to lean on my grandma a lot, and when my grandma died, that energy shifted to leaning on me. You know, and at first I was happy to help her, you know, raise up and help my mom. Someone called me a hero child, one of her friends. Maybe I am. Maybe I was for her a little bit. But she started to rely on that. She got comfortable with it. And if I would keep doing that for my whole life, she'd be perfectly fine with that, you know. But I can't. It's not fair. I'm not born. I wasn't born to be her slave. I wasn't born to be selfless my entire life and give for her. I'm the kid. I'm the kid. And at this point recently, it feels like the roles have been reversed for a long time. I'm not her mother, and nor do I want to be. So I'm going to end the video now. I just want to say that my mom is like a doe. You know, she's got the energy of a doe or a white rabbit. She's very gentle. overall. She's very sweet. She just has some kind of energetic glitch that she can't get past. And you know, the only person who can shift that is her. She's the only one who can do that. Just like me, saving myself from being a sensual massage therapist, saving myself from being a sex worker. The only person who can shift and change that is me. I am completely 110% responsible for any change that's going to happen. And so the same thing is true for my mom. If she's not happy with her life, if she wants more, if she wants less, like less people sucking her energy, then she's going to have to make a serious shift, a deliberate change, and take action towards that. And it may not be pretty. You know, when you reassemble your life, you have to disassemble your life first, kind of. And it's messy. It can be messy putting your life back together. It's not like you just, oh, you're together and then you shift and you're more together. No, sometimes you shift and you completely fall apart. And it's messy, 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 messy. And then you build yourself up, you know, from there. So she lost her house. Now she has a new one. Hopefully now she'll start shifting and building herself up. At this point, I cannot extend my hand anymore and enable her to lean on me. You know, it's done. I've done my duty. I've been the best daughter to her that I ever could be. You know, I've probably been the best to her than any of the kids. Not that my sisters aren't great. They are. They just have they have a better sense of boundaries than I do. You know, I'm probably a bleeding heart a little bit when it comes to my mom. But now I can't do that. My pain is greater than anything. And I can't push my pain to the side to help anybody else. So I just want to say my mom's a good lady. She really is a good lady deep down. And I sure hope she finds her healing in this life. I sure hope she takes some deliberate action towards that. And I sure hope she starts looking her demons in the eyes and figuring out what drives her sorrow. You know, for me, it was the feeling of abandonment. That's what I learned from my meditations. I've been abandoned by every person, every male in my life has abandoned me. Even God. At some point, I felt abandoned from God. So there's a lot of healing on the male energies that I had to do, you know, and I don't know what's true for my mom. I'm sure deep down she does, you know, so I wish her all the best and the mental fortitude to push through, move past whatever ails her on the deepest level so she can be free, you know, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm working towards my ultimate freedom is what I'm working towards right now. So anyways, thanks for being here. That's what I have to say about my mom. I do love you, Mama. I love you a lot, and I look forward to being friends again with you. But it's going to have to be when your backbone is super duper strong and you don't need me to be a backbone for you. So with that said, I'm the Goddess of Awesome. Thanks so much for being here with me. Bright blessings and be well.